to that specific problem for that specific customer.
$100,000, guys, not a joke.
Right now we're doing 6 million in annual recurring revenue, 4,000 customers, 40 team members, and 5 years on the market.
And shy.
And yeah, we keep going, we're growing, future is bright.
Surprise, surprise. Who could have thought, right?
Everything with AI. It's definitely unfair advantage.
Self-regulate, help others to regulate.
Yeah.
Regulate the business. That's a fun analogy. Welcome to Ramen Talks. This is a special episode today, as my guest for Ramen is my life partner for 10 years, business partner for the last 8, CEO and founder of Awesomic, Roman Sevast. Hi, welcome.
Happy to see you.
And for the most active ones, those who comment on YouTube and LinkedIn or do the repost, we will be sharing 5 hats like this with the phrase God is a designer for those top 5 random winners of all people who will be active. So if you want another hat, let's be active.
Ramen Talks, Jesus. Ramen Talks.
I'm very excited to record you today. It's a very responsible thing to do. Let's start with lightning round.
Yeah.
So just quick questions
Yeah.
for audience to meet you more. Can you please describe Awesomic in numbers?
Right now we're doing 6 million in annual recurring revenue, 18 million in total revenue, 42 million valuation from the last round, and 4,000 customers, 40 team members, and 5 years on the market.
I know that you have an interesting hack about how to acquire first customers. Can you please share?
Of course. So it's the early day of Awesomic in our local co-working being a startup conference. And I've been there and I decided to get the attention of these visitors. And I made an ad on a napkin, put on a board with advertising, and it bring customer. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I remember this napkin was really standing out of all business cards on the cardboard, so it generated the first customers for us for sure. One metric that you stalk daily.
Oh, it's definitely MRR, monthly recurrent revenue. I deeply believe that for 99% of startups, revenue should be a top metric. And also, I track daily profitability, utilization, count of matched talents, and some other side metrics as well.
What was our most stupid spend?
Oh, it's definitely ads. It's definitely visiting conference. It's over-hiring wrong people quickly. It's been painful. And probably the last one, not trusting my gut.
Conferences, surprise, surprise. Who could have thought, right? Please complete the sentence. Building a company with your life partner is...
It's definitely unfair advantage because when you build a startup with your life partner, you definitely have a deep trust to each other. There are no politics. We have same goals, and it's the best thing in my life, I would say.
So happy. I'd say that building a company with life partner is like double roller coaster.
Yeah.
One rule for couples who want to do business together but not to break up.
First of all, test your relationship for a few years during this regular relationship as a couple. Second thing, try hackathon. Try launch a side project. Maybe at least home renovation, and you would see how you can work together, how you can find a solution in some complex situation. And also, I highly recommend, maybe it will be controversial, but go through some personal relationship crisis that would help strengthen your relationship.
Yeah, and build some stamina to go through startup life. Please share the spiciest fuck up. And after that, we'll start eating spicy ramen.
Yeah, I have one. It almost cost us $100,000 when we automated internal payroll system during the first batch of payout we sent on the wrong accounts. Luckily, we able to recover these funds back, but it's been pretty intense few days.
Oh yeah, $100,000, guys, not a joke. Okay, let's go to the main part, and I highly encourage you to start eating.
Yay.
Ramen Talks.
Let's start with a question everyone asks us the most behind the scenes. How to turn Tinder match into a business worth more than $50 million?
Yeah, we met in Tinder 10 years ago. First 3 years, we've been just dating as a regular couple. Then we started testing different SaaS ideas, education products, and eventually, during our iteration process, we come up to a Awesomic idea that hiring part-timer designers hard. Me and Stacy, we've been doing a lot of things that don't scale. We've been matching by hands. We've been solving that specific problem for that specific customer.
I was doing the task for the first 2 months before we actually you created our MVP.
Yeah, I started developing, I wrote the first lines of code at the third month of our activity, and we had at least maybe $10,000 revenue or something like that. I would say this results, it's definitely a combination of being very disciplined in finances. We've been focused on profitability of the unit. Sometimes we might lose some money, but like on a unit economics, profitability, it's very, very important. And I would say our personality traits, we had a big ambition, I still have. So that's what got kind of like matched.
Building unicorns, it's part of it.
And helping build other 4,000 unicorns, because a lot of our customers, early stage, pre-seed, seed startup, who are about to become unicorn. And I'm actually very, very honored to support them in that journey.
Yeah, I agree. We work with founders a lot. We invest in founders ourselves, and it's a big responsibility to help them launch and design their products and match them with people who then are critical to their success at one point or another, like founding designer, founding engineer, and so on. So I agree.
Ramen Talks.
So 5 years in, how do we still keep 80% of ownership, stay profitable, and growing?
I have simple answer. Just don't accept bad investment. Easier to say rather than achieve that. But to achieve that, we always been focusing to build a default alive company. By the way, dear listener, if you haven't seen, there are somewhere on the screen will be linked to this very famous Paul Graham article, Default Alive, Default Dead. So we've been always default alive. And YC also recommended us fundraise on a lower valuation, rise lower round, but keep the control, don't lose board seats and so on, because like you would be employee to your investors after that. We've been focusing on the profitability of our unit economics, that resilience helped us survive during multiple VC winters. And yeah, we keep going, we're growing, future is bright.
So I'd highlight, from your words, I'd highlight financial discipline. Being lean, being effective, not spending money on something, not allowing pressure from investors into unnecessary spend. Yeah, be alive as long as possible to actually win. What do you think was the most impactful decision of the last year?
It's definitely that we started hiring very talented executives and delegate more and more to team. Background, me and Stacy, we've been very talented individual contributors.
And shy.
We also learned how to hire amazing individual contributors, specific kind of like developer, designer, who basically craft the thing. When your company reaching few million in ARR, to grow further, you need exceptional managers of individual contributors. They are kind of like multipliers. That's why we stuck for some time to solve this puzzle, but once we solved it, we started seeing more and more growth immediately. So yeah, hiring executives and delegating, that's the most important thing at our stage right now.
What's, in your opinion, the hardest part of building a startup with your life partner? And what's the best part about it? I'm dying to hear.
It's definitely amplification is the hardest and the best part doing startup with your life partner, because when there are bad days, you both come mad and tired at home, and basically that mood amplifies. And when there are good days, it works in the same way. You're both kind of like the happiest person in the world, and it amplifies twice. So yeah, it has two sides, like a photon. But also I think being a life partners and building a startup together provide us very strong and fair advantage that we're able to super quickly iterate on any problems we face. We have very strong synchronization when we understand each other just like from the half of the world. It's very, very important for co-founders having a kind of clear line. Even after 10 years, we still, I think, on most of the things have a very similar view.
I'll add to this, it's interesting to me in a way that we are pretty different as people.
As personalities.
As personalities, yeah. I mean, we have a bit different interests, skill sets. I'd say that it's that complementary match that YC is also highlighting, Y Combinator is also highlighting as important, to not stand in a way of each other, but more like complement with the skills and worldview and topics you're interested. And at times I'm thinking that I could never create an idea that you can share with me, because it's like coming from totally different brain network, neural network, and totally different world. I'd say that's the magic of it, to combine the brains.
Yeah, I agree. In the same time, we have very, very similar views on like what is a good design. We have same vision, how to run a company on kind of like strategic level, or what is good product kind of like itself. So yes, the last thing I would like to add on that topic is that basically making startup with your life partners seems like having a baby, you know. You need to support each other, you need to support the baby, you need to commit it.
Self-regulate, help others to regulate, regulate the business. Yeah, that's fun. That's a fun analogy.
Ramen Talks.
Let's talk Y Combinator. Such a mecca for startup founders worldwide. Dozens of thousands of startups apply yearly. And we got in from the first time. What are your thoughts on Y Combinator? Is it worth it? How did it feel to be inside?
YC is definitely best community for startups to be. I highly, highly recommend anyone to apply to YC. And I would definitely apply if I would create a new startup and so on. And I even would accept invitation, even without money they provide. Because just getting into YC network, getting access to other YC companies, partners, investors, and so on, just make your life so much easier. You can hire faster, you can fundraise faster, your decision have more sharp and clarity. Like before YC, I didn't know like what terms are acceptable for startup or no. There are a lot of kind of like legal language investors can use against you and so on. So YC helped us with hundreds or maybe thousands on multiple different things. But very, very important, YC does not build business for you. It just amplifies what you build. That's very important to understand for anyone who applies. So you need to have at least something. You need to have a product which people want to use.
Make something people want?
Yeah, make something people want. And YC would help with the rest of the scene. Yeah.
I don't want to disappoint an audience, but chance for launching and becoming successful with your startup, having any sort of positive outcome from this venture is actually critically low. So YC, it's like the best multiplier of those chances to be at least a bit more in your favor. That's how I see it.
100% yes.
Ramen Talks.
And the spiciest for the end. Aren't you scared of AI to eat our market?
Oh, I love this question. And when the ChatGPT been released, I even had a little depression for a month. Like once I kind of like observed all of these marketing efforts this AI company did, and screaming from all different speakers. I'm an engineer. I've been studying AI in university. When I've been diving deeper, I found that, especially at its current state, even I would say in these decades, AI would be amplifier for any creative work. It would not replace designers. It would not replace developers in near observable future. In the same time, it would provide more leverage for especially senior designers and engineers. They become more valuable. So, there have been kind of like 10x engineer. Right now, any senior engineer with AI can be 10x because that engineer able to design, do marketing, do literally everything with AI. And same in other profession. I see obviously profession disruption would force people to become more like a generalist, like pre-AI era. There have been illustrators, there have been UI UX designers, there have been product designers, there have been just UX designer, and so on and so on. Right now it's become just a product designer who doing everything, including maybe sometimes a video motion and so on. And the same thing happen in all professions. So yes, there are some disruption. No, AI would not replace us. Human in the loop would be a big thing for the next decade. And the last thing, future is bright. Yeah.
And I guess the main part is someone still needs to make the decision.
Yeah.
To say what's good, what's not, is it a fit for what user asked talent to deliver. So this decision is still on us humans.
Hey,
Thank you, Roman.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
So Roman said that in the office, I've heard that. I said it will be a perfect hat, and we created such hats for Awesomic and now for you. Thank you for listening. So as Awesomic is an investor and producer of this podcast, are you satisfied how we're all set up? Quality, production?
Amazing ramen. Amazing
Amazing ramen.
That's it.
That's it.